Hey everybody, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. My name is Terence. The week begins on Monday, March the 13th. It's going to be a very active week. You're going to have to pace yourself and do a lot of breathing or stop and think before acting. You'll see what I mean. But on Monday, the week starts with the moon that sets the emotional tone, the emotional reactions in the sign of Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is a more optimistic, upbeat energies. It can be very outgoing, very friendly. Sagittarius wants to travel, wants to learn and express itself. That's just kind of that background theme. But on Tuesday is when all the activity begins. The Mars, ambitious, assertive Mars, is going to be blocked by nebulous Neptune. This means that whatever your goals are, your desires are, whatever you're really focused on, that's the Mars, it could get out of focus. You could feel like the rug is being pulled out from underneath you. And the moon in Sagittarius will be in a stressful angle to communication Mercury early afternoon. And so that can make meetings and discussions and decision-making more difficult. Earlier by mid-evening Pacific time, the moon will be opposite Mars. Opposites interacting with others. There's that Mars, that impulsiveness, this impatient. So that Mars-Neptune for Tuesday can also be very draining with your energies. On Wednesday, now the moon has moved into Capricorn for the next couple of days. Capricorn is more practical, more sensible. The sun in Pisces will align with Neptune in Pisces, and so that sun's putting a real focus on Neptune for the whole day. In the positive, this can awaken charity, inspiration, the imagination, creativity, but you want to make sure you're dealing with reality, because that Sun Neptune, we could lose ourselves in the clouds. Fortunately, with the moon in Capricorn, we can keep our feet grounded, and therefore you can more able to manifest the imagination with creative projects. On Thursday, this is going to be a very stressful day with lots of changes. So you want to be breathing, stop and think before acting. Let's go through the list. There's 4 major planetary events, all on Thursday the 16th. Communication Mercury is aligned with Neptune. Now, on the positive, you could be communicating that inspirational, idealistic energy of Neptune. But it can also mean that what you're thinking, Mercury, could get clouded and confused, Neptune. As the sun is forming a hard 90-degree angle to Mars, that can trigger a lot of impulsiveness, maybe irritability. Relational Venus will be in a difficult angle to compulsive Pluto. This could be some intense power struggles in relationships. And later in the day, Pacific time, the Mercury, communication Mercury, will be in a difficult angle to Mars. For the whole day, the sun is putting a real spotlight in a stressful way to Mars. So there's a lot of impatientness, anxiousness, and with a Mercury-Neptune, you may be lost, you may be confused. So think of Thursday as this too shall pass. It's as if everything is hitting at the same time. And I wouldn't be making any important decisions. I wouldn't be starting any major new projects. The energy is too fluctuating on Thursday. On Friday, much better. The energies are calming down. The first half of the day, that Pisces sun is crossing over Mercury. So now, instead of being Mercury-Neptune on Thursday, which can mean our mind, Mercury, could be foggy, confused Neptune. But now the bright sun on Friday is triggering Mercury, putting a spotlight on Mercury. So we're more clarity about our communications, what we're thinking about. And for the rest of the day, Venus, relational Venus, will be in harmony with responsible, practical Saturn. So Thursday could also have been with Venus, Pluto, and all that Mars energies, maybe some arguments, some jumping to conclusions. But on Friday, with that Venus very favorable with Saturn, now you can, get more sensible, more grounded, and resolve any misunderstandings. And the moon that sets the emotional tone will be in Aquarius. That helps you be more friendly. With the moon in Aquarius, more progressive, looking to the future. So Thursday, in some ways, you may be suddenly surprised and upset, and you got to really keep your thoughts about you. But Friday, you're starting to calm down, get it all resolved. Saturday, the moon in Aquarius, one of the things Aquarius represents is groups and friendships. So it's ideal for a Saturday, hanging out with friends, getting involved with any group activities, and discerning communication Mercury will be in harmony with Pluto. So the Mercury could be an interest in all things Pluto. That could be psychology, astrology, the occult. It's also good for studying and researching, because Pluto pulls you deep into the underworld, and the Mercury is what you're interested in. And on Sunday, now the moon has moved into Pisces. When the moon was in Aquarius, it's more removed, detached, intellectual. When the moon once a month goes into Pisces, there's more sensitivity, there's more compassion, empathy. But in the beginning of the day, around 9:10 a.m. Pacific time, the moon will cross over restricted Saturn. That could bring a certain amount of feeling isolated, worried, frustrated. But again, it's only an hour or two. That too shall pass. Maybe for some of you, it just means that you're waking up with a hangover, or that you stayed up really late on Saturday night and you're just waking up, you're really tired. By early afternoon Pacific time, now that sensitive Pisces moon will be in harmony with loving relational Venus. So now the day can pick up, and you can make connections, relational connections with loved ones and family, entertainment, get out there. So it starts slow, but maybe you're just tired. And then the rest of the day can be very sociable. So I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, be safe and well.